Summer is in full swing in Chatham. Welcome to the land of no left turn, at least for another month. I'm Huntley Harrison, together with Richard Garvin and Jerry Panuzik, to bring you the August installment of Chatham Today, the show that keeps you up to date with what's happening in the town of Chatham. This month, we are excited to showcase the Chatham Farmers Market, the extremely popular brainchild of Julie Dykins. But first, here are some events of particular interest happening during the month of August.
Sharks in the Park and Seals in the Shops continues through the summer. The Chatham Merchants Association is encouraging all to visit the shops in town and hunt to find and win a bag filled with gifts that will be awarded at the end of September. A total of 6 gift bags will be given out. Seals in the Shops headquarters will be the downtown visitor information booth, where you can obtain the scavenger hunt booklets as well as in participating downtown shops. Each person who hands in a completed booklet will be given a beach ball. This is a fun way to see the variety of shops in Chatham and have some fun doing it. And don't forget to see the sharks displayed on the lawn at the Eldridge Public Library.
That's really an interesting display they've got there. People really worked hard on those.
Yes, they did. I mean, they're really some artistic creations right there.
Oh, absolutely,
Yeah.
absolutely. And I noticed as I drive by that there are almost literally hundreds of people passing through and looking at them.
Right. I mean, it's a real attraction.
It is an attraction. It really is. And speaking of the library, here are a few of the events they will be hosting this August. Escape the Ordinary. The summer movie series continues with 2 great films. On Thursday, August 6th, Forrest Gump. And on Thursday, August 13th, Aaron Brockovich. Movies start at 7 p.m. On Wednesdays at 10:30 a.m. and Tuesdays at 5:30 p.m., English Language and Conversation class. Their summer ESL class is back. This class is designed to provide an opportunity for people to practice and improve their English. The ESL Conversation class is free and open to the public. For information and class registration, please contact Amy Andresen at the library at 508-945-5170.
On Wednesday, August 12th at 7 p.m., The History of Monomoy Island. Carson Fainer from the National Fish and Wildlife Service will give an illustrated history of Monomoy Islands from its earliest inhabitants to 1900. That should be an interesting one, folks.
Yeah, it ought to be. You're absolutely right. On Tuesday, August 18th at 7 p.m., National Intelligence, The Wilderness of Mirrors. Roger Dank will give an illustrated talk on the evolution of national intelligence since World War II. He will discuss the gathering of information, the massaging of that information to create intelligence, the role of the policymaker, who's the end user, in intelligence, and the problem of information overload. The intelligence profession is unlike most others in that the answer is never clear, but the question is always in focus. As James Jesus Angleton, former CIA chief of counterespionage, said, describing intelligence, there is an ever-fluid landscape where fact and illusion merge. Mr. Dank, a 30-year veteran of the United States intelligence community, having served as an officer in the United States Army and as a civilian assigned to the Defense Intelligence Agency in both operational and analytic roles, will be speaking. He also formed and led a group of psychologists and psychiatrists in a government research organization that was charged with uncovering the motivations for espionage and the development of tools to prevent it. Dank earned a PhD at Georgetown University. He lives in Monterey, California, where he still consults with members of the intelligence community. This should be an extremely interesting
Yes,
talk.
Indeed, especially with the stuff going on at Marconi with the Enigma machine.
Absolutely, yeah.
Might be good to take in both.
Yeah. And on another front,
And on another front, we have line dancing with Brett Ochkunis. Join the fun when everyone's favorite dance instructor, Brett, leads the group in learning some of the most popular line dances on the party and wedding circuit. It will not be like this, folks. No. Be ready for a good time, some healthy exercise, and a lot of laughs. Bring the whole family. All ages can participate. This is Wednesday, August 19th at 7 p.m. Books in Bloom, Saturday, August 22nd from 5:30 to 7:30 p.m. The Friends of the Eldridge Public Library invite you to a wonderful evening at the library. Please join us and wander through the library to see 12 floral arrangements depicting some of your favorite books. Refreshments and cash bar will be available. Admission at the door is $10. The drawing of the raffle winners will be held at 7 p.m.
And don't forget, there are 2 writing groups that meet at the library during the summer. The Summer Chatham Fiction Writers Group meets on Thursdays from 6:30 to 8:30 p.m., and the Chatham Memoirs Group meets every Friday from 10:30 to 12:30 p.m. Check the library website for information on how to sign up. There are also a variety of family events at the library this August. Wednesday, August 5th at 1 p.m., Vermont Puppetry presents Swimmy, an animated multimedia shadow puppet performance. This will be followed by an original shadow puppet and animated piece for children in pre-K to grade 2. On Saturday, August 8th at 10:30 a.m., come see Rick Golden's Heroes, Songs, and Fun. Celebrate books, reading, libraries, and the everyday heroes among us with Rick Golden's lively, interactive songs. This is for ages 3 and up. On Tuesday, August 18th at 1:30 p.m., Bryson Lang's The Cure for the Common Show with juggling, movement, and comedy. This is an act for all ages. And to close out the month on August 22nd at 10:30 a.m., Mary Wilson's Pitter Patter Puppets. Say that 10 times fast. And they return with an interactive puppet show for children 3 to 5 years old. No registration is required for any of these family events.
I tell you what, that library is a lot more than just books. They do
Absolutely.
a heck of a lot of stuff.
Yeah, well, the courses during the year, which I know you've
They're
taken
great.
part in,
They're great.
Really good. They have good teachers for those, and the things they do for children during the
Yeah.
year. I mean, it's just nonstop.
Yeah, it is. It is.
It's a wonderful resource for the town of Chatham.
Certainly is.
Yes, sir. And continuing on, the Creative Arts Center has a few events coming up in August. Pastels by Invitation is a national exhibition that runs from Saturday, August 8th through August 29th. The opening reception is Saturday, August 8th from 6 to 7:30 p.m. All are welcome. To view the exhibition, you can visit the Arts Center Monday through Friday, 9 a.m. to 4 p.m. And of special note, their biggest fundraiser of the year, the 44th Annual Festival of the Arts, will again be at Chase Park, opening at 10 a.m. on the weekend of August 14th, 15th, and 16th. The festival will host 120 fine artists and craftsmen. Artisans from across the country will showcase their wares in the beautiful shady park between Cross Street and the Windmill on Shattuck Lane. The Windmill will be operational all weekend as well. The admission is free, and there will be food trucks, an ice cream truck, and a children's activity tent. Be sure to mark your calendar for this special event.
The Chatham Council on Aging is always a busy place, and this August is no different. Fuel assistance rectification. Yes, it's that time again. If you have previously applied and been awarded fuel assistance, please be on the lookout for the lavender recertification form you will be receiving in the mail. Please complete this form and return to South Shore Community Action Council with all supporting documents. If you have questions or need assistance with this form, please contact Eva Souza at the Chatham COA, 508-945-5190. The sooner this recertification process is completed, the sooner your funds will be awarded. There is a new time for Shine appointments. Every Tuesday, Shine appointments will be available from 8:45 to 11 a.m. The Shine program, that is, serving the health insurance needs of everyone, is a state health insurance assistance program that provides free health insurance information, counseling, and assistance to Massachusetts residents with Medicare and their caregivers. One last Shine note: Medicare open enrollment will take place from October 15th through December 7th. Please mark your calendars for this important health care update. Call the COA for more information or to make a Shine appointment. Chatham COA Cinema presents Woman in Gold on Monday, August 10th at 1 p.m. Maria Altman, an octogenarian Jewish refugee, takes on the Austrian government to recover artwork she believes rightly belongs to her family. This interesting movie stars Helen Mirren, Ryan Reynolds, and Daniel Bruhl.
Good movie.
Good movie, and Helen Mirren never disappoints.
Nope, not at all.
On Tuesday, August 11th at 10:30, the Spine Support Group will meet with Dr. Bernard Pfeiffer, a retired orthopedic surgeon who practiced both spine and joint replacement surgery. Will facilitate this group. The purpose of the support group is to bring together folks who have back problems and have been treated operatively or non-operatively. The group will meet at the Chatham Senior Center on the second Tuesday, the even-numbered months. Light refreshments will be served. Lunch and a show with Vic Solo. Cowboy Sam's Classic Country Show. Yahoo! Monday, August 17th at noon. Please join in for a toe-tapping, hand-clapping, rootin'-tootin' salute to classic country music. The menu features a classic summer barbecue, burgers, hot dogs, and potato salad with all the fixins'. Frozen summer treats for dessert, all for the low price of $9 buckaroos, cowboy. Book early, reservations are required, and space is limited. Call the COA or stop by the office to make your reservation. If it is Wednesday, it's Senior Day at Whole Foods. On Wednesday, August 19th, seniors are invited to visit the store for a variety of different events, samplings, and educational classes. The Chatham COA will be offering transportation to and from Senior Day. The event begins at 10 a.m. and the COA van will leave around 9 a.m. Space is limited. Call the COA for more information or to register. On Monday, August 24th at 1 p.m., the Chatham COA Cinema presents Babies. Filmmaker Thomas Bombs crisscrosses the globe to observe and record the first 2 years in the lives of 4 infants and their families. Panajiao is the youngest of 9 children and lives in the village of Nami Moravia. Bayer Jagal's family lives in Mongolia. Hattie is a San Francisco couple's first child, and Mari is the first child of a couple living in Tokyo. This is a fascinating film as it examines these 4 extremely different children, their families, and their lifestyles. And finally, on Monday, August 31st at 1 p.m., the COA Cinema presents Selma. Although the Civil Rights Act of 1964 legally desegregated the South, discrimination was still rampant in certain areas, making it very difficult for blacks to register to vote. In 1965, an Alabama city became the battleground in the fight for suffrage. Despite violent opposition, Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. and his followers pressed forward on an epic march from Selma to Montgomery, and their efforts culminated in President Lyndon Johnson signing the Voting Rights Act of 1965. This is a powerful film and is highly recommended.
And one last very important note from the COA. The Chatham Council on Aging Needs Assessment. What is a needs assessment? The formal definition states it is a systematic set of procedures undertaken for the purpose of setting priorities and making decisions about program or organizational improvement and allocation of resources. The intent of this needs assessment is to proactively collect input, knowledge, and hard data which will inform the short and long-term planning for serving the wants and needs of Chatham's rapidly growing aging population. Funded by the Friends of Chatham COA and the town of Chatham, the Center for Social and Demographic Research on Aging at the University of Massachusetts, Boston, will be conducting this multi-phased research study. This process relies heavily on strong community participation, and the first opportunity of many will be offered with the presentation of the community survey at the Summer Residents Annual Town Meeting on August 6th. Targeting respondents aged 45 plus, this survey will be also made available to the community at large, online and through the mail. Opportunities for offering input and other needs assessment related announcements will be available through the COA monthly newsletter, The Flash, and on the COA's website, www.chathamcoa.com. Please help them with this important initiative by filling out and returning the survey when it is available.
The big event of the summer for the Cape Cod Commercial Fishermen's Alliance is the Hookers Ball. Join them on Saturday, August 1st from 6 to 10 p.m. under the tent at the Chatham VFW on George Ryder Road. Their 14th annual party has a goal to raise over $250,000 to fund their work to keep local seafood on dinner plates, healthy fish populations in the ocean, and a sustainable and profitable small boat fishing industry on Cape Cod. Spectacular live music, fresh from the boat's seafood, and delicious drinks will guarantee an unforgettable night for everyone. Get ready for a one-of-a-kind live auction and silent auction. Items from the Cape's great businesses, artists, and services. Your participation will help make a significant difference for the future of Cape Cod's fishing business. And all will have fun together. Here are some perks that you will enjoy over the course of the night. Silent and live auction preview. Items now. Live music and dancing. Beer, wine, and specialty cocktails. Famous fish and scallop fry. Raw bar and local seafood. Meat lover and vegetarian favorites. General admission tickets, $175. To learn more, call 508-945-2432, extension 109, or email amanda@capecodfisherman.org. And don't forget to join them on the last Wednesday of every month for the Meet the Fleet event. For August, it's steamers and beer. A bucket of steamers is a staple for Cape Cod summers.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Not only do our commercial fishermen shellfish to diversify their markets, digging for clams is also a popular with recreational fishermen as well. We are lucky to live near one of the biggest shellfish hatcheries, the Ark, that provides seed for the Cape. Join them to hear shell fisherman Taylor Brown and other clammers describe their day on the flats, and enjoy a crisp ale on a warm summer day as well. 5:30 p.m. on August 26th.
That's a nice organization, and I know a
Oh,
lot of
great.
people, either members or just go
Yeah,
for,
yeah.
For the Wednesday evening thing. I think you've done that a couple of times.
Quite a few times. I've joined up. I
Yeah.
paid my annual
Oh, you
dues,
do? Okay.
so you don't have to pay the $10 fee at the
Right,
door.
right.
But I tell you what, it's always great and informative. I mean, you really learn stuff
Yeah.
from the fishermen.
Yeah, it's important, and it sustains
Yeah,
the livelihoods of many people in our town.
exactly,
Yeah.
exactly.
Very good. Well, as we promised at the top of the show, our special segment this month focuses on the Chatham Farmers Market. This popular event takes place on Tuesday afternoons from 3 to 6:30 during the late spring, summer, and into the early fall. So, without further ado, let's go on a tour of the Chatham Farmers Market. This is Chatham today, and we are at the Farmers Market in Chatham on Route 28 with our host, Julie Dykins. And we're going to ask Julie some questions about the market and how it all started and where things might be going with this fabulous opportunity. So, Julie, tell us a little bit about how this idea came to you.
Well, as you might see when and if you pan, we're right on Route 28, and we're not in a pedestrian-friendly area, so we don't have a lot of walk-by traffic for my shop. traffic tends to go by pretty quickly. And so I had heard through the grapevine that the farmers market was looking for a new home. So I asked around and got in touch with Kathy, who is the market manager,
Okay.
and invited them. And after some work with communicating with Ocean State Job Lot and my landlady, was a green light, and so we decided to try it about 5 years ago. So this is our 5th year, and
Well, wonderful. I didn't realize it'd been going that long.
yeah,
Wow.
so it's going pretty well.
That's great. I remember seeing you out here in a carrot costume one time.
Yes,
Trying to entice people to come in.
we tried to continue the market last winter, into the winter, inside,
Right.
with few farmers, and so it worked for a while, but it wasn't overwhelming. And I thought one thing I could do is get a carrot costume and stand outside and wave at people, and that was funny, but people liked it.
That's good.
But then the weather got bad, and so that didn't really work.
So you've been doing this for 5 years.
Yeah.
And how many vendors did you start with?
I would say maybe 15. Kathy has quite a group
Okay.
that she's in touch
All right.
with.
Yeah.
And
And it was kind of word of mouth through her, an existing farmers market group that then needed a home,
yes.
and you were able to provide that home.
Well, they were in South Chatham, in a good-sized lot, but it was a parking lot, and the vehicle parking was terrible. So it just didn't work out, and so they began to search for a new spot. And somehow, I don't remember how I heard it, but I heard about it and found Kathy, and here we are.
And it's been a success ever since. And apparently Job Lot has been very kind to you and accommodating for the patrons and also for the vendors.
Absolutely. Ocean State Job Lot has been wonderful. We reached out to them originally, and they were very willing to listen and very kind and receptive. And we got all the paperwork and the insurance work and all that stuff done, and here we are.
That's great.
Yeah.
This is wonderful. And we're here on a nice sunny day, and they expect a large crowd, and we'll be going around talking to some of the vendors and some of the patrons as the day goes on here at the Chatham Farmers Market. Thank you very much, and we will be around. Thank you, Julie, for the interview. We appreciate it. We're here at the Chatham Farmers Market with Tom Barrett, one of the vendors from Westport, Mass. And as you can see, he does some vegetables, some flowers, lavender, which he has in his hand here. And we're just going to ask him a couple of questions about his experience here at the Farmers Market. So, Tom, how many years have you been coming?
We've been doing the farmers market since started down here in Chatham. So I believe we're on our 5th year down here.
Okay.
So we've been down here since the beginning.
Well, good. Now, so you bring things up from a farm that you have in Westport?
Correct. It's a family farm over in Westport, Mass. So we're about a half hour over the bridge or so.
All right. And how varied, when you come, say, next week, will you have different fruits and vegetables and plants, or is it usually pretty much the same kind of thing, whatever's in season?
Right. As the season goes on, we'll have a lot more produce. We'll have a lot more tomatoes coming in, especially cherry tomatoes, a few larger tomatoes, some more eggplants, peppers, squashes, winter and summer squash as the season goes on, turnips, root crops, and a few other things.
Okay. And now you got in touch with Kathy, the manager, to do this, or did you originally get in touch with Julie Dykins?
Kathy, originally. We were originally at the Sandwich Farmers Market, which was on Tuesday mornings. So from there, we used to do the market and sandwich on Tuesdays and then come down to Chatham for the afternoon market. So it was a pretty long day, but that's how we initially got into it. And after a couple years of doing both markets, we decided to drop the sandwich and just come to Chatham and save all our produce for the market here.
Well, that's great, and it looks delicious. It looks like you've got some wonderful, these strawberries are just to die for. Well, we've been moving around the farmers market today, and just before we leave, we thought we'd stop off and have some delicious coffee from the Art of Roasting, a local Chatham company, with Jeff and Marty Harris, who have been running this operation for how many years now? Jeff?
10 years now.
10 years.
Yeah.
10 years, and they've been at the Chatham market for
3 years now. Third.
Can you tell us a little bit about how you got involved in roasting coffee? And I know you're popular with some of the local restaurants and breakfast places. So tell us how you got started.
So it was probably 11 years ago or so. We were out on a trip to California. We encountered a small cafe that did some roasting in the background, and we thought it would be an interesting summer type job. It started with my brother-in-law and I, and we just kind of decided that we needed some summer work, both being teachers in high school. We decided that why not give that a try. So weekends all winter long, and then in the summertime we kind of kicked it into full gear, and so 10 years later now, still going at it.
And you're in Chatham because?
We're in Chatham because I grew up in Chatham, went to high school here at the high school, and so we come down every summer being a high school teacher, so I have those 2 months off, and it's a good time. It's a beautiful place to be in the summertime.
And how did you get affiliated with the farmers market?
We came by one time in the summer just to see what it was like. We were interested in the local vegetables and things going on here. And Kathy, who runs the farmers market, said, "What do you do?" And I said, "We roast coffee." And she goes, "I like coffee. I think I need coffee." So she invited us to come, and so we did.
I'm here with Kathy Sanders McGowan, who's the manager of the Chatham, or the West Chatham Farm Market here. Now, how did you get into this business?
Well, I started out in Durango and Colorado. I helped start the Durango and Telluride Farmers Market many years ago.
Wow.
While I lived out there with the same business I have now, time after time. I was one of the first founding members of both of those markets, so I saw it be created from a farming community into selling goods locally. But the best thing that ever happened to the Chatham Farmers Market is Julie in Local Color.
Yeah.
She not only invited us here with open arms, but she helped work with corporate in Ocean State. And they offered us the parking lot during the market.
That was really nice.
That is amazing to the community. We are honored to have the opportunity, and we really appreciate Ocean State Job Lot. The most important thing about the market is the farmers. You know,
of course,
Julie
you wouldn't
and
have a
I run
farmer's
the
market
show.
without farmers.
Right. Julie and I run the show, and she started off helping me a little bit, and now she helps me a lot. So
Yeah.
I consider her, managing, co-managing with myself.
Yes.
So we're really excited, but we really want to, it's about the farmers, it's about
Yeah.
local, it's about sustaining, particularly our young farmers here in the Cape. That's what I'm excited about. If you look around, you're going to see a lot of young family farmers here. It's really about sustaining our own communities, sustaining the families that live here, sharing our local abundance.
Yeah.
I can't tell you how excited I am for this to be a sustainable community, for families to live here. It's such a beautiful place and part of the world, and so special. It's been preserved, and we're here, this new generation coming up, they know what they're doing, and they know how to spread the word.
Well, I tell you what, your enthusiasm is really evident. And I think that's a great promotion for what you're doing here, and I want to wish you continued success. That was so much fun, just getting out there with the folks, asking questions, interviewing the vendors. Very interesting time for me, and I think for the folks who are going to watch this segment as well.
Oh, I do too. I think that we found out some things about the farmers market that some people don't really realize. There's some really good people bringing their goods to the farmers market, and from the crowd that we saw, it's very, very popular.
Oh, it certainly
is. And I'm definitely going to go back myself. I didn't have a chance that day to buy anything, but I'm very tempted to go back and
I got some of the kettle corn.
Yeah, well, I think
there's a lot of healthy stuff to eat. I picked the kettle corn.
Yeah, well, I think some kettle corn wound up at our house too. I think my wife snuck around behind and grabbed some. But anyway, there's always something to do in Chatham. So get out there and enjoy the town and all it has to offer. That wraps it up for this time. We hope you have enjoyed this episode of Chatham Today. Remember, the show runs on Channel 99 on Mondays at 9 a.m. and several other times during the week. If you missed the cablecast or want to see it again, you can find us on Facebook, YouTube, or you can visit our website. Just do a Google search for site/Chatham Today. It should be the first entry you see. The web address is on the screen now. Chatham Today is a video chronicle of the events and activities in the town of Chatham. If you would like to have what's happening in your organization announced on the air, please email us. We look forward to hearing from you. You can also like us on Facebook under Chatham Today, and we certainly hope you do. Thank you for watching. We'll see you down the road.